My name is Drew Meyer. I work at Activision. We're showing off Prototype 2. So Prototype 2 picks up 14 months after the original game. New York has calmed down a little bit, but now the main character from the first game, Alex Mercer, has actually become the bad guy in the second game. The first game he was kind of in that gray area. You weren't sure if he was a good guy or a bad guy. Now he's definitely the bad guy. And so Sergeant James Heller, who was our new protagonist, was actually away during the events of the first game. He's in the military, so he was serving overseas, but he's a native New Yorker. So his wife and his daughter lived in New York, were in New York for the first outbreak, and now have died at the hands of the virus, so he holds Alex Mercer personally responsible. There's a lot of things that I think were really unique in the first game. I mean, obviously the over-the-top kind of parkour, locomotion was a huge fan favorite, as well as this ability to kind of cause endless destruction and then run around the corner, consume somebody, disguise yourself, and then walk off like nothing ever happened. I mean, I think that's one of the greatest things about the game. I mean, the fact that you could just literally run up the side of a building, you could vault over anything you wanted, kind of give you this freedom just to really run and explore the city. You know, and you're not confined to having to run on the streets or take a car and drive around. You can literally go anywhere you want, do anything you want, anytime. If you consider, Murder Your Maker, you're trying to get revenge on Alex Mercer as the A story, the main story. Right. The side content is a lot of the B story, so it fills in a lot of the other details. It also gives you access to a lot of the upgrades and mutations and stuff that allow you to really customize Heller and make him your own unique prototype. So by hacking into these Blackwatch trucks that are kind of scattered throughout New York City, you get intel on operations that Blackwatch and Gentek are conducting. And by shutting down these operations, you're unlocking yourself a mutation. It could be an offensive mutation, a defensive mutation, and then once you unlock that, you get to pick from one of multiple different types that are available to you, and then that really helps customize, your Heller. So if I like, offensive mutations, I may only take the side missions that offer offensive mutations as upgrades, and then I'm really building my guy who's got, sharper claws, or, he can do more damage, that kind of stuff. Prototype 2 is essentially a single-player game. The entire campaign is single-player only, there's no multiplayer, but because of RadNet, we actually have the ability to add in challenges that are high score based or time based that can be used as leaderboard challenges for you to compete with your friends. But that's only if you get the RadNet edition. And RadNet is going to be any of the launch editions that come out will have a special one-time use code that gives you access to all these different kind of events and challenges that unlock week over week for the first 7 weeks post-launch. And that kind of content is stuff that has high scores, like leaderboards for you to come to compete with your friends. And by doing that stuff, you unlock behind-the-scenes videos, avatar items for Xbox or PS3 themes. We wanted to show off some of those missions just to get people kind of excited about that kind of content, because it's only coming in the initial launch quantities. It's not going to be available after that. Prototype 2 is coming out on PS3 and 360 on April 24th, 2012, and then it'll be out on PC a little later.
Heller's jacket. Now, is this available right now? Is this the only one made? Give us the details.
This right now is the prototype of the prototype jacket. This is jacket completely modeled after what Sergeant Heller wears in game. We actually sent one of our guys renderings of the Sergeant James Heller character, and this is what he created for us out of it. It is very unique. We are potentially talking about selling them, but right now this one is the only one.